Everyone has experienced the pangs of regret, those times when they wish they could go back in time and change their decision. But what if I revealed that the key to a regret-free life was known by some of history's most sage figures? Yeah, I see. Ancient Stoics like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius were experts in keeping calm and making decisions with crystal clear vision. In addition to delving into their philosophy, we will be extracting practical, actionable advice that can revolutionize our approach to each day's challenges today. The wisdom of Stoicism extends beyond a comprehension of the past to the empowerment to shape the future, whether that means overcoming anxiety and stress or making decisions that are in harmony with our core principles. Stay with us, because we're not finished teaching you about these thinkers. We're going to show you how to put their wisdom into practice and live a life devoid of regret. Collaboratively, let us unleash the potential of Stoic knowledge. I assure you, you will receive a set of resources that could potentially alter the course of your life. Before we begin, I want to emphasize how important it is that you listen to the entire debate. The insights presented in each segment build upon each other, allowing you to fully tap into the revolutionary potential of Stoic knowledge. Lesson 1: Discover your inner haven. What we learn about ourselves from Stoicism is what we can control, no matter how tough life gets. A common name for this place is the inner sanctuary. A Christian's inner sanctuary, or the power of prayer, are terms that may describe this place. This analogy brings to light a crucial Stoic principle. Although we have no influence over the outside world, we do have power over how we respond to it. Strength and serenity can be ours through the cultivation of an inner refuge. The second lesson: the influence of reasoned decisions. A terrible pandemic that would have caused global panic and anarchy was the Antonine Plague, which Marcus Aurelius had to contend with. Aurelius opted for a more measured and methodical approach. To finance military activities, he put into action realistic means like selling personal belongings, enlisting new soldiers, and subsidizing burial costs. The hallmark of Stoic thought, rational decision-making, motivated his answers. Lessons in perseverance and perspective abound in this historical event. The tenets of Stoicism teach us to look for the commonalities among past events. Marcus Aurelius once stated, "Look back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too." Lesson 3: History is a medium of instruction. Rather from being a cliché, the idea that history frequently repeats itself can serve as a guiding principle that brings us solace. It reassures us that our difficulties are not unique and that other people have dealt with comparable or even identical problems. Echoes of comparable feelings can be found when we connect this Stoic wisdom with the ideas of other philosophers. Like the Stoic view, Heraclitus held that nothing is permanent except change, indicating that everything is always changing. It was Aristotle who said, "He who learns must suffer," and implying that hardship is a path to wisdom and development. Lesson 4: How to use challenges to grow. These lessons of history can give us courage as we confront global concerns today, whether they are health crises, environmental issues, or social unrest. Looking at the present through the prism of history reveals a fabric of human resilience and adaptation, even though the events unfolding before our eyes appear unprecedented. Not only does this outlook reassure us, but it also gives us agency. It suggests that we should try to solve difficulties in the same level-headed and reasonable way that Marcus Aurelius did. Lesson 5: Managing your reactions. We can control our reactions to circumstances, according to Stoicism, but we can't control the events themselves. According to Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By shifting our perspective to view current crises as chances for development and progress rather as insurmountable barriers, this way of thinking can revolutionize how we deal with these issues. Lesson 6: Events have a cyclical pattern. The cyclical nature of events and the fact that our present difficulties have their roots in a longer historical framework are essential components of a Stoic perspective on history. Instead of being reactive and overwhelmed, this awareness helps us stay balanced and proactive. We can learn to face our own challenges with poise and fortitude by observing how great people have handled them, like Marcus Aurelius. Lesson 7: Centralize your attention. The wise words of Marcus Aurelius were, "We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." This insightful comment brings to light a universal paradox of human nature, the tendency to put other people's views ahead of our own self-interest. With the constant deluge of opinions, news, and social media updates in today's digital age, this issue is more prominent than ever. The anxiety and stress we already feel might be intensified by this deluge of data. Lesson 8: Eliminate background noise. In Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius gives us a great lesson to ignore the distractions and concentrate on our own principles and deeds. Instead of letting ourselves be carried away by the tide of other people's opinions, Stoics say to keep our eyes on our own actions and character. Finding the things we can influence and releasing the ones we can't is the key. The immortal words of Epictetus echo today: only the educated are free. Academics are only part of this education. Students will also learn how to be wise emotionally and how to discriminate when faced with outside influences. Section 9. Developing your emotional agency. In today's world, it is more important than ever to follow the Stoic concept of inward concentration and disregarding outside influences. Public opinion and media sensationalism are frequently fueled by fear and greed, but this lesson teaches us not to be driven by them. When we let these outside influences get in the way of our inner calm and clarity, they might muddy our judgment. Maintaining a clear route forward, unaffected by the chaos that may surround us, is possible when we focus on our activities and adhere to our own beliefs. Lesson 10. Embracing life's impermanence. Another major Stoic thinker, Seneca, stressed the significance of realizing that life is fleeting. He said that living in the now and letting go of attachment to the past and future are both made possible by realizing and accepting the transience of all things. Let us build our minds as if we had arrived at the very end of life, Seneca wrote. The time to do nothing is now. Each day, let's try to keep life's accounts in balance. Time is never an issue for those who take the time to put the final touches on their lives every day. Lesson 11. Visualizing negative things. As a Stoic practice, negative visualization entails thinking about what would happen if we lost something important to us, so that we can value it more and cope better with the shock of loss. This routine trains us to be thankful for what we have right now, while also preparing us for the difficulties that life inevitably brings. We might learn to treasure what we have more fully and lessen the pain of losing what we value most by imagining what it would be like to lose money, health, or loved ones. Lesson 12. Finding serenity within. Lastly, the core of Stoic practice is the cultivation of inner tranquility. This necessitates a consistent practice of introspection, meditative awareness, and self-awareness. The Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, in which he contemplates mortality, virtue, and life itself, are an attestation to this practice. We cultivate a stronger sense of inner calm and resilience when we make it a habit to think about how our daily actions relate to our core values. To sum up, the ageless lessons of Stoicism can help you live a life free of regret. We may face life's difficulties with poise and fortitude if we turn within, make sensible decisions, draw lessons from the past, regulate our emotions, and keep our focus on what's important. For those seeking self-improvement, emotional autonomy, and enlightenment, the Stoic texts of Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius offer a solid foundation. Embracing the unknowns of modern life, these timeless beliefs remind us to stay grounded in our core principles and maintain composure. In order to live a life of contentment, clarity, and serenity, let us keep drawing from the deep well of Stoic wisdom.